Today's compelling story that we thoughtfully bring before you is fundamentally about an intriguing woman. She wanders lost, as we are currently seeing her struggle with life and death. But what is this place and how did she get trapped in this trouble here? You will slowly gradually find answers to all these questions. For now, we come to Laura, who is a geologist, and today she has come to her area to conduct some research. Actually, she has acquired knowledge about various active volcanoes in this region that could erupt at any time. She needs to find suggestions quickly to inform the government. Meanwhile, we listen to Lara's thoughts. She views the world in this way. She says that nature has two rules. First, that it is always changing, and second, that it does not stop for anyone. No matter how powerful a person may be, nature keeps moving forward with time, and we have to move according to it. Therefore, we leave all arrangements to the current generation for the future generations, so they don't face any difficulties. But this active volcano. How did the world become so interested in all this? Actually, one day when I was young, there was a strong earthquake in my school, due to which the entire school was struck. Everyone was looking at each other with fear and anxiety. It's not that I wasn't scared. I was affiliated with Dal, but that day a passion ignited. Because of that show, today I am here. It's the end of Darty, where time passed by ages. Darty vented her inner anger as lava. Lara was busy searching when her husband came to her. He said that we should leave now, but Lara said that she would need a little more time because her work is not yet finished. He left saying that she should hurry home. After he left, Lara completed her work. Packing her belongings, she set out home and received a voice note from her daughter in the car. She says, "Mom, come home early today, we ordered a cake for Christine's birthday." Therefore, Lara needs to reach home quickly as she is a single mother. But she never gives her daughter a chance to feel that she doesn't have a father. Christine lives with her grandfather, while Lara suddenly remembered she left her sample bag there and promptly took a U-turn to retrieve it. Then she noticed the setting sun, which looked like a golden coin, and she decided to take a moment to enjoy this beautiful view. Then she started to go back down, but today was perhaps something else for Lara. As she was coming down, her foot suddenly slipped, and she fell into a hole shaped like a well, which was quite deep. In the process of falling, she hit her head, and this caused her to lose consciousness. When he came to his senses, the first thing he tried to do was go up, but it wasn't that easy because the hole was very large and terrifying. He tried to move, but it was no use. He would have to waste his energy and wait for help. But then he remembered that his teen would arrive 7 days later. There are no tourists here who could hear his voice. All these things began to generate strange thoughts in his mind. So he desperately tried to grab his hanging bag, but in the end, all he could grasp was disappointment. Now, darkness was slowly about to set in. He was even more frightened by not knowing what the hole was. Could it be a monstrous creature? If so, this was hell for the awakened ones. But what could he do now? He was forced to stay. He had no other option. He had tried everything that could provide him a way out of here. Tonight, there was no choice but to stay here. The dark, frightening nights had taken a toll, and with long days ahead, everything seemed pointless. He couldn't spend his time so pointlessly, so he made another attempt to grab his bag, and this time, he managed to seize it using his jacket. In the bag were a bottle of water, a packet of gum, his phone, and his earphones. First, he opened his phone and started trying to make a call. But there was no sign of network here, which was a matter of concern because with just a bottle of water, he couldn't survive the whole week. As it grew colder, he put on his jacket again, began to remember God, feeling they alone could find a solution. Lara started being haunted by memories of her daughter. She must be waiting there with her birthday cake, but here her mother is caught between life and death. During this time, we also showed some days from her past. She was so engrossed in her work that she couldn't properly spend time with her daughter. The thing that her father Nick doesn't like, so they always argue about it. It causes him distress whenever he brings it up. When questioned, she cites work as an excuse and leaves, but Laura also wasn't happy with work. He faced a dilemma with Adam, who vowed to leave his wife and children to come to him if he agreed to marry her. But Laura refuses because she knows how difficult it is to be a single mother. Indeed, Laura never received the love she truly deserved. She was always lonely on her own, and today she is truly completely alone. But if she becomes weak in this situation or emotionally weak, it would not be right for her. She now has to think clearly and decide how quickly she can get out of here. 2 days have passed, but now Laura has had an idea. Why not use her bag as a rope? So first she tied her shoelaces to it. Then she threw the bag up, but it was too short. So now she also attached her earphones to it and threw it again. Her attempt to ascend was unsuccessful, so she slowly started climbing up. Although she knew she couldn't climb up with it, she would reach a height where she could get network signal, which was right. She did get network, but before she could call anyone, the rope would break and she would fall directly down, injuring her leg further. In pain, she screamed loudly but no one heard her. After crying for a while, she calmed herself down. When a person faces such troubles or becomes completely alone, they realize their own mistakes. The same happened with Laura. She is now beginning to understand how she gave too much attention to her work, causing her own loved ones to slowly drift away from her. She was completely alone, possibly being punished for her sins, when a shadow appeared, making her even more frightened. He went back into the stones without doing anything to her, so she felt a little relieved. He spent 3 days in this pit, and now her leg wounds started to hurt even more. Being troubled by this, she drank more water than her limit, and out of concern being troubled. In the meantime, she thought, why not fill her urine in a bottle? She frequently changes decisions at the slightest chance, inspired by MoBie.tv survival stories to quench her future thirst. Because doing this feels very strange to her. But a time will come when she will have to do it, because when a person realizes that his end is near, as it approaches, he begins to consume himself. On the other hand, after 3 days, Adam received no messages or calls from Laura. Since it was the first time, he sent her a voice note. Adam fears she might not want to meet him anymore, explaining that poor Laura is struggling with things. Fighting, but he now knows what things Laura is in trouble with. The scene returns once again to the previous days when Christian had his 4th birthday. Laura gets delayed again in arriving, which makes her father quite angry. But she manages to convince them anyway. But that day, as Christine was playing, her health worsened. The two hurry to the hospital. There, they are told that the little girl has a hole in her heart, and this news completely breaks Lara's heart. She sat with her all night, constantly thinking about what she deserves for this. Meanwhile, her father arrived there and provided support. They both consoled her together. She opened Christine's gift in front of her, which brought her much joy. Thinking of all this, Laura was becoming weaker, but she still had to remain strong. In the meantime, she sensed that a snake was approaching. It was now very close to her body. She stayed calm and controlled herself, causing it to pass by without doing anything. In this manner, she has succeeded in her first ordeal, but there is still a long way to go. If nothing happens in the meantime, she will have to take action so she can escape from here. She was thinking all this when suddenly she heard the sound of a cuckoo above her. Hearing this, she screamed with all her might. Her residence couldn't be heard or seen. After 4 days, Adam received no news. So he reached Lara's house, but it was locked. He found it strange and immediately reported her missing to the police. Meanwhile, Laura endures daytime heat and chilly nights, weakening. For days have passed, she is only filling her stomach with chewing gum and has almost no water left. Additionally, during the day, temperatures here feel like boiling lava. Why not? As Jawolamuki's center, it inverts completely at night. In darkness, she repeatedly hears the same snake sounds. Therefore, she ultimately decided to keep a stone with her so that if it tries to bite her, she would kill it and end it. Later, During the police investigation, they discovered Lara's car and informed Adam, who told Nick that Lara is hallucinating. And she begins to imagine herself in front of her as if someone is appearing to her who is telling her that all this is due to her deeds. His actions and everything he did to himself resulted in outcomes that tear Lara apart. The truth is he never gave time to his loved ones. While thinking about this, he was struck by an accident and a sudden disaster occurred. Some stones began to fall on her, injuring Lara. But she composed herself and prepared to try because no one would come to save her here. If she hadn't struggled on her own, she would have been killed. She began to climb up, where she achieved some success, but in the end, her foot slipped again. And she fell down with force, injuring her foot deeply. But now she doesn't feel the pain because she has wounded herself so deeply in her mind. There is nothing before her, and she has to reach her daughter by any means, and she is ready to do everything for this. She tries hard but faces disappointment every time, exhausting her. She fell asleep there until someone called her. No one but Adam found her, and Lara was extremely happy. She immediately threw the rope down and pulled herself up. But wait, it was all just a dream that Lara was having in her sleep. In reality, she is still stuck in the same place as before. Days have passed, and Lara has completely changed. Her view of others is different now. Something inside her gave her courage, so she tried climbing again and actually started. Upon reaching a certain distance, she began to feel fatigued. Climbing to such heights without eating or drinking all day was not easy. And this time, she didn't want to lose her foot completely. So she came back down again. Maybe she gave up that no one is coming now. There, Adam calls Nick to inform him that they have found his car, but he says they don't need to know yet. Upon hearing this, Nico begins worrying about his daughter, while Lara reminisces about days spent with Adam, as their shared past now feels hopelessly stuck in time. When she expressed her love to him, he declined because of his family, although she wanted to stay with him. But she doesn't want to break his family either. A drop of water falling on Lara's forehead opened her eyes. But not just one drop, the pit fills with water in a short time. Because there was heavy rain there, slowly Lara starts to drown. And then a time came when she completely gave up, but then we are told that Kristen had died a long time ago. Yes, friends, whatever she is telling us. They were actually stories from before her death, so now a voice came inside Lara saying, "Wake up because you have to live for yourself." This very voice breathes life into her, then what? With the help of the water, she reaches the surface and finally emerges out of that pit. His friends from Kismas and his crew were present to find him. When they saw his daughter, they couldn't hold back. What Lara did in the past 8 days was miraculous. If someone else were in his place, he might have given up, but he persevered and made it happen. And through achieving victories these days, I realized why our own people are important, why we should spend more time with them. Life is unpredictable, it's today, not tomorrow. Spend time with loved ones and make those moments memorable. Until we meet again, thank you so much for the video.